Hi, welcome to Inside the Moms Club, where being a mom is the coolest place to be. Here in the Moms Club, we believe that what embarrasses you now will make a great story later. And let's face it, you don't laugh sometimes, you're gonna cry. Join us in having a good laugh together. I'm Monica Samuels. You are now inside the Moms Club, your private destination for all things mom. Welcome, moms. Welcome to Inside the Moms Club. I'm your host, Monica Samuels, and I'm here with my lovely co-host, Julie Orchid. Hello, Julie. Good morning.
So happy to be in LA.
We are happy to be in LA. It's been a really fun time here. After some tricky times, we just escaped an ice storm from Austin, so that was very challenging.
Yes.
But a little bit before all that happened, we had the holidays, and I was so lucky. I went to London.
So jealous.
For over the holiday, and stayed at the Soho Farmhouse, which is totally amazing. Now, the end of the trip was rather nightmarish because our flight, halfway through the flight, the pilot came on and said, we have mechanical problems, and we have to go back to London. And we had to lower the altitude to like 20,000 feet, and we had to fly all the way back. Which I just, trying to put a positive spin on it, I said, it's not often that they offer you the opportunity to do whale watching and see the coastline of Scotland on a transatlantic flight on British Airways. So I thought, no, that's pretty,
I mean, hey.
So we got that. I got back.
It's a bonus flight.
But you know what? As much as it took 16 hours to get home, and that was rough, the trip was spectacular because Soho Farmhouse, which is 2 hours outside of London, is just amazing. They have these cabins. Well, first of all, to start out, when I checked in, I'm checking in next to Elizabeth McGovern from Downton Abbey and someone else. So it's like, it was very, the ambiance of,
incredibly
cool.
dreamy. I'm listening
Very
intently because I think this is as close as I'm going to get to this trip.
It was very cool.
Yeah.
But the Soho Farmhouse itself, they have like lovely little cabins. And so we stayed in this beautifully appointed cabin, and they have every kind of amenity you could possibly want, including they have this food truck, for lack of a better word, that's a cocktail truck. And so you make a reservation for the cocktail truck to come at a certain time. And
this is like the ice cream truck for adults.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And the bartender, you go outside and you order, and you go in your cabin and enjoy your beverage, and then you go back out and order something else. So I asked the bartender, what is the most popular cocktail right now in the UK? And she said, the margarita. And I'm like, I'm from Texas. And you're telling me the margarita is the most popular drink in the UK. And she said, and more specifically, the passion fruit margarita is incredibly popular. So I had her make a passion fruit margarita for me. And I have to say, you need to go to the source for some things. And margaritas, you really need to be in Texas, where we're from. Now, I think we could probably maybe go to the UK and maybe open. These people, they love tequila now. So maybe we have a business idea here.
Yeah, totally.
Because they need that. It kind of reminded me, my honeymoon was in London, and I was so desperate for anything the food in London now is amazing. But back when we got married, which of course was at the turn of whatever century, it wasn't like that. So I was desperate once, and I ordered a pizza at Pizza Hut of all places, and it had shrimp all over it. I was like, this tastes terrible.
That doesn't sound
the passion fruit margarita that we had was not the best. But anyway, it was interesting that was the case.
Well, what else did you do while you were there?
Well, they have a terrific spa.
Oh,
and
boy.
You know me.
Yes.
I spent all my time at the spa, and they have all these natural products. I mean, like I said, I can't say enough wonderful things about my trip there.
Yeah.
And when I came back, I usually kind of get on a theme. So when I came back, even the trip, the near-death experience on the plane did not faze me. I loved that trip, and it inspired me. I now have to go to a bunch of spas.
Well, you're on a spa
so I have
tour.
Been. Yeah. I have been.
Yeah.
And the beauty of a spa? what I love, besides
everything,
the obvious part about it, is that on the credit card bill, a lot of them have names that my husband doesn't really know what that means. So he's like, you spent $300 at, whatever this is called. And like, yeah, well.
Don't you want me to feel good? Don't you want me to?
Yeah. If he really pressed me on it, yes. Don't you want me to have beautiful skin and feel great? So that's what a spa experience is all about. So that is my latest thing.
Well, I mean, my latest thing is to have this amazing moisturizing, dewy, everybody picks a word, skin, glowing. Like, I think this has, huge value to your day.
It does.
Yeah.
No, it does. I'm not going to take you to my new place when we get back.
Okay.
Because they did a hydro something facial where it literally had this machine that literally sucks every pore on your face.
Yeah, I don't know if I want to see. I don't know if I want to see what's in there.
No,
like on any, not just you, but everybody.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true. So anyway, we're going to have to go do this thing together. This is going to be great. But what's especially great is we have a great guest that's exactly what I'm into right now, and that is skincare and spas. And so we're thrilled today to have with us the founder and CEO of Farmhouse Fresh, which is an award-winning natural skincare brand where they grow botanical extracts daily at their Texas farm near the hometown where I grew up, which makes it more exciting, and infuse them into skincare products. And what I especially love about this company is they have a philanthropic mission.
Yes.
They use the 10% of the proceeds of their products help support rescuing animals. And I think that is the most worthwhile. I mean, it makes me almost want to cry because it's so
incredible.
It's so nice.
Yeah, the story is incredible.
Yeah, it's an amazing story. So we are so happy to have with us today, as I said, the CEO and founder, Shannon McLinden. Shannon, welcome to the Moms Club.
So exciting.
Hi, ladies. Thank you so much for having me.
Well, thank you so much for being here. It is so, you are an inspiration, your whole story, and we're going to get to that in a minute. But I will preface it by just telling a little short story of my own, which is years ago, a friend of mine made a foot scrub, and she put it together herself. She worked for a beauty care company in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, and she's like, I've made something, Monica, that I think I want you to try it, and we should go in business together. And so I went over and met her. I got it. I tried it. It was amazing. I emptied the jar. I used it all. And we never started a business, and that never happened. But that's where your story comes in, because a lot of people, a lot of moms out there have done something like that. They've started something, or they've had a great idea and they just didn't go to the next step, but you did. So tell us how you started Farmhouse Fresh.
Absolutely. Well, it was very similar. I actually started with a foot scrub. So I had been jogging and quite a bit. And when your feet go from hot to cold, you can develop cracked heels really quickly. And so, I had used kind of store-bought ingredients and created a sea salt and rice bran oil scrub that I would use on my feet just once a week in the shower. And I found that I would not have cracked heels anymore. And so this was, oh my gosh, back in 2004, I think I had started tinkering. So it's been almost 18 years. And I went ahead and packaged it all up and sent it to my life hero, who is Oprah. Aww. And I grew up watching her. And so I sent some jars out to some of her editors. And sure enough, I was notified that our scrub had been picked for her O list. And that was just life transforming for me. I had my undergraduate, my master's degree, but for the first time really felt like, wow, this is fantastic. I'm really good at something. And for someone who I admired so much, who had probably tried every product under the sun, it was just so heartwarming to me to know that, oh my gosh, I made it. It's like quintessential creationism. You make something that from scratch, you name it, you're part of every part of that formula, and then you send it to, someone you admire and she tries it. I mean, it's kind of this light bulb moment for me. And that's where it all started.
Yeah, that is an amazing story. That's like that's better than winning the lottery. I mean, that is that's like,
it is.
It's hard to even imagine. So
yeah, and Monica, what you're saying is so true, because a lot of people really focus when you have an Oprah's favorite thing, they always ask like, oh, I bet you are so rich. And it was never about that. It was about, oh my God, feeling like I had value, like all the skills that I had spent all this time curating had value. And I think if you talk with anyone who's been on her list, which today there's just so many, we kind of carry that with us everywhere we go. You know, it's sort of a barometer that we live up to every day. Like, how can I make sure that I continue to create really good things and surround myself with amazing people and really be a part of the world and do good things?
Yeah, that is fantastic. That is, I want all the moms out there to hear this story and be inspired by it, because a lot of times, like I said, we think of these things, but we just don't follow through to the next step, and that is absolutely huge. So to create the initial product, which I believe, is it this honey hill glaze? Is that?
No, but that was actually also on the O list.
Oh, okay. So another
in just a few years. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
More than one.
Well, this looks like this is awesome as well. Did you have so you had the farm, did you have a farm, and like, how did you start even to put this together? Like, I don't even know how my friend created what she created, but how did you formulate that and
to bring
start
the
your
two
business
together? I mean, it's, you know.
Yeah, I mean, even though the idea is nostalgic of creating something out of your kitchen, it certainly has to move from that phase to an actual lab. And so like today we've got, oh my gosh, 8 or 9 different labs that range from pharmaceutical to certified organic and natural. But really you start there, and I reached out to chemists and labs and a master fragranceer. And, you know, this is somebody who can be blindfolded and tell you not just what he's smelling, but what part of the world that ingredient grew in. And so you kind of connect with all of these just fantastically talented people. And you start there, and you really don't, everything is a learning experience. And I would say that, you know, the hurdles really aren't the figuring it out part. It's the stick to itness part. You know, there's always experts to lean on, in this case, the labs. And so, but there's always these kind of personal hurdles and challenges you have to get over. But boy, is it worth it. You know, we had calls coming in right away from spas, and Monica, you talked about just, you know, coming back from a beautiful spa experience. And our first call was from Hyatt Hill Country Resort, from where you're, where you're from.
Been there many
times. And they're still an account of ours today. But I mean, I remember the call distinctly, picking up the phone, and she was like, you know, we need to get a gallon. And I was like, wow, a gallon?
You're like, wait a minute.
I just made this little jar. Like, what on earth would you need a gallon for? You know? And so like every step is a hurdle, really, you know, learning who loves the product, how do you serve and make those ingredients correct for spas, and it just kept kind of going from there.
Well, Shannon, I want to talk a little bit about the products. You were so kind to send us some of the products today, and I wanted to show you like a few of these. I want you to talk a little bit about them, because I have 2 daughters, and I'm completely touched by what you have to say about the mental health part and the confidence and all of that. But I also have this, I wouldn't call it a problem in my house, but I have a 15-year-old who takes her skincare very seriously, and she's going to be literally over the moon when she sees this. So we raced to the bathroom to see who can get that glow, and now I think I'm going to win. So tell me a little bit about like the moon dip and some of the stuff that you have sent us today, and who uses them, who loves them. We want to hear all about that, because moms have all kinds of issues going on with their kids, but we also want to take care of our skin and teach them something. So I think I have a few things in front of me here today. And like I said, dewy and glowy is my word of the year. And if I have good skincare, then I'm not really, you don't need all the makeup. You feel confident. So help us out here.
Right. Yeah. So, well, because our first wholesale account was a spa, that is really where our business started. And so today we have half of our team are licensed massage therapists, estheticians, spa professionals. So, combined, we've got hundreds of years of experience of being in and out of spa environments where, if someone pays $200 for a facial, they expect to lay down and walk out looking like they got Botox without Botox. And so our goal every time we've created a product is to get that kind of instantaneous glowing result that everyone expects and wants to see. And so that's kind of what our specialty is. And so through that, we grow ingredients. So kind of behind me here, I have a commercial grow house out the bright, shiny window behind me. And we grow microgreens, and they're the first 7 to 10 day sprouts of beautiful plants like basil and red garnet amaranth. And these plants, we harvest them every 7 to 10 days. They get dried in racks, and then they become extracts very quickly. And those extracts bring this very rapid, instantaneous result to skin. These are ingredients that aren't having to travel across containers from other countries. They literally are going from farm to a spa treatment table very quickly and into the jars that you have in your hand right now.
Because they can lose their potency, can't they? If it goes long term or it's in storage, anything like, and that's very exciting.
Yes, exactly. So we harvest when they're at their peak, and through that extraction process that we follow. And it's all hydroponic growing, so we don't use any pesticides or herbicides or anything. But you're just getting really powerful antioxidants that help repair the skin. And that happens as you sleep. That happens all day long as you're growing the products. And so it really just is a testament to how great those products are. Over the last 12 years, we've won numerous awards in the spa industry. So, and those are voted on by hotels and spas and resorts for, favorite natural line, favorite skincare line, favorite organic line. And really, it really just is a testament to the ingredients we're using and the expertise of our team that is doing things to test the products. So we actually go through layers of steaming, layering, adding all kind, exfoliating first, then double cleansing, so you talked about, your daughter really taking her skincare seriously.
Yeah, like it takes 2 hours for her to get ready. So we're trying to cut that in half if we could.
Yeah, exactly. And it's because of confidence, everyone wants to wake up and look in the mirror and like how they feel. And you don't have to be walking down a red carpet, which we do quite a bit of that. We have a lot of celebrity makeup artists that work with our products. And, we've been able to really kind of grace the skin of tons of actresses that we all admire. But in our everyday lives, we all want to feel that way. I mean, we had somebody post, it's a product that I just love. It's called Timescape. And I think I had sent it to you.
Oh, you sure did. It's right here.
Yeah. And it's like, it looks like a lotion. If you put your finger in it, it is white, it's creamy, but it's actually millions of tiny plant particles. And when you move them on your skin rapidly, it brings such an immediate, shiny surface to your face. It is literally like getting a microdermabrasion. And we just had a woman post on the reviews that you can see on our website, but she was saying, I can't believe it. I'm 60 and my husband said I look like I'm 30 again. I mean, who doesn't want to feel like that?
Yeah, who doesn't want to hear that?
I mean, whether you're going on a date with your significant other or going to a bridal shower or, whatever you're doing.
I'm just looking to walk my dogs looking like that. I
think that one's coming home with me.
I can see Monica just took that. And so.
Yes, I think that sounds perfect.
So I think another interesting thing about your company is you do something called Track Your Batch.
Yes.
Can you tell us?
I have to tell you, this transformed our entire company.
Of course.
So for the first 10 years, we were just plugging along, growing and growing and growing. And then one year we had sent whoopie pie desserts to all of our top hotel spa partner accounts for Christmas.
Yeah.
And we have a product that's called Whoopie Cream, and it's a whoopie pie scented shea butter. And we do a lot of wedding treatments and things with it. But what we realized was we spent $20,000 on food. And it really resonated with us that what we bought disappeared in a snap.
Yeah.
And from that moment on, we vowed that following that next year, we would never do it again, and that we would do something. And almost all of us here have rescue dogs. And so what we did the first year is we approached all the local shelters and we said, what if we took that exact amount of money that we otherwise would have given to accounts, and we go ahead and we buy all the dogs and all the cats out of the shelters, and we pay for their vaccinations, their microchip. And so that's what we did. It was like, oh my God, it was like 20 degrees. I remember our entire company was there. We had families lining up around the building, and we cleared all the shelters. And it was really such a moving experience for us that we decided that we should be doing it every day.
Yeah.
And that we wanted to be able to care for the animals that we're taking care, that we're saving. And so, on our headquarters today, we have a 10-acre ranch. We have, a 7-person ranch team. We're actually a nonprofit sanctuary.
Yes.
Our customers can take that jar that you just lifted up, and there's a little batch code on the bottom, and you can see exactly when you got that jar, you purchased that jar, what animal rescue initiative was going on that you helped pay for.
See, that's
and so we don't just take the money and donate it. We take it and we are literally walking down the hill and wrapping legs. We have surgeries performed on site. I mean, it's an extraordinary opportunity to make a difference.
I love that. I absolutely love that.
Yeah.
My son, actually, he has a rescue dog that he just got. And just rescuing animals to me is so important. And just even, for me, the heart I have for that little puppy, even when I feed him, because we got him at 4 months old, and now he's 6 months old. But when you feed him, he voraciously eats everything, and he voraciously drinks water, which makes you think he was lacking as a pup, he must have felt
basics.
like, I'm never going to eat or drink. And even though he gets plenty now, you can tell, but he's the sweetest dog. And your animal sanctuary, you've rescued. I was watching these stories. I couldn't get, I
you
spent
can't take
hours,
your eyes off. We're watching and watching.
Like horses and donkeys and sheep. And so where did these animals come from? Are they, how do they end up in a situation where they need to be rescued?
Yeah, so all kinds of situations. The animals that we have at our ranch are all farm animals. So they have all been abused or neglected. Some of our first pony that came in was from the SPCA cruelty division. So this was a pony that had been so malnourished, and him and his mother were taken into the SPCA. The mother passed away, and Spirit, who was 6 months at the time, spent 6 more months wrapped in a stall with his legs wrapped because his legs were so deformed from being malnourished. So we have cases like that where they're actually coming through a cruelty case scenario. There's also a national sale barn system. So this runs all the way through the country. Texas has one of the biggest ones. And so as animals are turned in, they get brought out at a sale barn, and whether they're, bleeding, whether they are malnourished, and they auction them off. And a lot of those animals don't get purchased, let's say in Oklahoma. So they load them back up on a truck and they'll come all the way back down to Texas. And and so Texas is kind of that final holding point where it's the last chance on those animals. So many of our cases come from sale barns where they'll post and they'll say, this is a rescue only case. We have several like that. We just brought in a horse named May, who was a grade 1 out of 10, which means she's literally just bones and is so starved that we have to give her very tiny morsels of food every 4 hours for, the first month. And so we set timers, and we're sleeping in the office, and we're running down the hill. And so they really come from a lot of circumstances, but we feel, we're just so honored to do it. I can't even tell you. It's
really about who's saving
you.
Who,
it changes
right?
you as a person.
Yeah.
There's nothing like it in the world to be able to bring life to an animal, and how much they so appreciate you. It really gives you value.
Yeah, looking into the eyes of an animal, there's nothing like it. It just, it warms their soul, your soul, all the way.
It really does. And those are our favorite moments when we have, a horse that like could barely stand or could barely walk. And the day that we've got them kind of over that hump and we let them out of the medical quarantine area and they take off and can run. I mean, it brings tears to our eyes. It's like watching a Rocky movie.
Yeah, right.
Oh my God. Like everybody from the office comes out to see it and we're all cheering. And I mean, it's extraordinary.
Well, that is great. And what I also love is when I see moms or women who start companies like this and actually give back to the community. And it doesn't have to just, I mean, rescuing animals is so important and such a wonderful cause. So is rescuing children in need or helping them to read. And I've found a lot of women-owned businesses do that. And I think that is so wonderful. Well, for the moms out there who are listening, who are going to want to buy your products. So a lot of your products started out, you were in spas and hotels and things, but now you can purchase like I can, which I will, because everyone knows I'm a big shopper. So you will see Monica Samuels on your list for sure. But so I read, so you survey your customers. How do you, when you bring a product out, how do you engage with your customers? Because you care very much about what they think and what their response is. How do you all?
Very much. This is an absolute, our customers call themselves farmies, and it is their process. We are literally here to serve them. And our whole team truly feels this way. And so throughout the year, we send surveys to our customers and we find out how they're feeling, what they're thinking about, what can we help you with? And that's really kind of where we start, is what they're trying to solve. And then we go to work. We go to work on that. And our customers are actually part of the creation process also. So when we start to develop a formula, we mail them out to groups of customers to actually try and give feedback. And then we tweak the formulas and we revise them so that we know we're inching closer and closer to something they're going to actually love. And then we launch clinical tests and we get before and afters, and then those become products. And it's a really great way to know that we're serving them well, because while I might want something, it may be totally different from our core customer who is, for instance, looking for a dewy, shiny glow. And so, it's a really beautiful back and forth process that our customers get to be a part of.
And how big is your company? How many people? I mean, do you worry about, is this sometimes you think when you're sitting at the round table, are we going to be able to keep up with demand? Tell us like how many people are working with you.
Yeah, so we have almost 70 employees today. We donate 10% of our profits. So last year we were a little bit over $400,000 went toward animal rescue in the year, which is no small amount. I mean, we really make an impact quickly. We're able to create products people love. And from that, we take those dollars and we're able to rescue more animals and build more barns. And it's a fast and phenomenal process.
Yes.
And we've been successfully growing for almost 18 years. April 1st will be our 18th year.
Wow.
And it sounds like a real family. When you're talking about everybody ran from the office and, to see the horse. Yeah, it sounds like you've an environment that people like to work
It's a really cool environment. We built this whole ranch as a custom office complex. So, we've got our corporate grow house. We have a spa upstairs. We have the sanctuary that surrounds us. You were saying, Monica, you had come back from Austin where you had a freeze. We did too. So over the last several years where we've had freezes, we'll actually sleep in the building and we're taking care of the animals around the clock. It's a really, I don't know, I just feel really grateful. I've got a lot of talented, wonderful people, great customers that just appreciate life and people so much. And what it teaches, I think what they love most is what it teaches children. I mean, we live in an environment today where kids can be very detached and have, connections through laptops and, iPads and things like that. And really learning the value of taking care of animals helps kids become well-rounded, balanced individuals who will go on to be important people of the world and that can run companies that also give back. in so many ways. I mean, to your point, Monica, we rescue animals because that's so dear to our heart, but it takes a community.
Yeah.
When the ice storm hit, there were groups of people at homeless shelters that camped out on cots to make sure that all the people that didn't have homes could come into the building, could bring their dogs in the building. They were cooking them food. It literally takes a community for human beings to become better. And I just love that we have this community of customers, both our wholesale customers and our online customers, that just really understand the value of being good to one another and giving back every way that you can.
Yeah, and I completely agree what you were saying about children and animals. Like my son, who's in college,
right?
But he wanted a dog, and I said, you can't take care of a dog in college. Well, you know what? He's become so responsible.
I bet.
Taking care of this rescue dog, and Julie has a daughter who loves every kind of animal.
Listen, Shannon, I've got Wally Eva the snake. I've got the Smokey the ferret. We've got dogs. We've got cats. And this is really, really critical what you're saying. Like, I've really, really not been touched in a long time about what you're saying about connection and, bringing this all together. You being confident, giving back to the community. And like you said, the kids today, like, have a hard time doing some, real, true connection. And, you're really pulling out what we all need to like strive for. And so if you can, we should. That's huge. That is huge. Well, so Julie and I are going to an event tomorrow, Gold Meets Golden here in Hollywood. And we're going to see a lot of celebrities, we understand, at this event. And which celebrities love and which products do some of the celebrities? So we're going to look for their dewy glow and say that was Farmhouse Fresh. Can you share a few of those, because we'll be looking for them.
Yeah, early on, I have probably now received 3 cards from Courtney Cox. She was the first person that ever sent me just the kindest note that said, keep going. And it was so funny because I was such a nerd. I took the note and I put it in a frame, and I would travel to all of our spa shows and I would hang it up. I mean, I was so excited. But yeah, today we're just so honored. We get to work with a lot of celebrity makeup artists. Brett Friedman is our kind of resident glam ambassador. And so he goes out and actually works with the women on the set, and he'll take photographs of what he's able to achieve where he combines skincare with his artistry. Nice. And so, Lisa Kudrow, when she was on the Friends reunion last year. And it's so funny because everybody called me and said, oh my God, she looks so good. I'm like, yes, that is our product. But yeah, so we're always really surprised when we get to see who's using our products. Reba McEntire is another person who's just not just a wonderful person and great singer, but she loves our watercress hydration cascade, which I think is another product we had sent you. Yes. And that's something that she uses quite a bit. And we've been able to I love that. I mean, it really doesn't matter who you are, but like I said, when you wake up and you have, a coworker say, what did you do to your skin? Yeah. And we do that here all the time because we've got, over 200 products. And so we'll be in a meeting and someone's talking. I'm like, wait a second, what did you do today? What did you change today? You know?
Like, hold on, time out.
And that's always always the nicest compliment when somebody says, your skin looks beautiful. That's amazing. That feels so good because
it does.
That no one ever says, well, they might say your makeup looks beautiful, but nobody really says that, but your skin looking beautiful, or your hair looking beautiful. So it's a huge contribution to making people feel really good about themselves.
Okay. Speaking of people, carry yourself better. Yeah.
who feel good about themselves, we expect our Zoomer moms. So let's welcome in our Zoomer moms. Woo! Welcome to the Moms Club. Hi. Well, welcome, ladies. And I'm going to introduce each one of you quickly. Just tell us a little bit about yourselves, and then if you have a question for Shannon. So, Courtney, welcome to the Moms Club, and let's learn a little bit about you.
Hi, I'm Courtney. I'm in Frisco, Texas, so pretty close to where the company was founded. And I just love the products. I found them. I got a facial at a spa in Dallas and discovered my skin has never looked better. So naturally, I just went and started researching it and haven't looked back. So Shannon, I did have a question. I love everything, the vitamin C and the brightening and the masks and everything. What is your next innovation and product? Like, where do you want to go from here?
Oh my gosh. So we launch 20 products a year and you'll be very excited. We have 7 launching next week.
Oh my God.
Wow.
Yeah. So we have everything from eye creams to some really fabulous body polishes that whip up and get creamy and frothy on the skin, and just a whole kind of range. We've got illuminating serums for the face, and these were really all direct requests from our customers.
Very cool.
That is cool. Well,
that's so exciting.
I'll be slathered in all of it because that just sounds amazing. Donna, welcome to the Moms Club. Tell us a little about yourself.
Hi, thank you. I'm Donna. I am in Phoenix, Arizona. I have a 15-year-old daughter and work full time. And I've known about Farmhouse Fresh for, I feel like it's been a really long time. The first product I ever tried was the honey heel glaze.
There you go.
Shannon mentioned her kind of running story. I used to be a runner. I'm not anymore, but it was recommended to me for my feet. And now, I mean, I use it all the time, and I actually use it on my body. I mean, it's so addictive. The smell is so sweet and yummy. And I've gotten my daughter hooked on it, which probably wasn't the best idea, but
exactly. This is what I'm saying. These 15-year-olds.
Right. But that's part of what I love about Farmhouse Fresh is that my daughter and her friends love it. My adult friends love it. Like, it has such a broad appeal. And we've started using it. It's kind of like our go-to gift now.
Nice.
We just have a big box of Farmhouse Fresh items in a closet. I mean, we have ours that we use, but we also buy extra, and it's just great because everybody loves it. I give it to my colleagues, neighbors, and she gives it to her friends. So we're huge fans.
That's the best kind of gift.
Say about the gifting. Shannon didn't even talk about the amazing. I give them as gifts because there's this cute bag it comes in, and it says, "You beautiful magical thing, you." And for like my coworkers or my teammates or any gift, it's an awesome gift. It's a darling bag, and there's different. It can be like a bath gift set or the youth one or whatever. But it comes in it says, yes, you. What is it, Shannon? You beautiful
magical thing, you.
Oh wow. No, that sounds.
It's like just a special gift, and I love it. It's just that go-to gift that people love. So
that's a great idea. Yeah, because you're always looking for something special that your friends will enjoy. Well, Donna, do you have a question for Shannon?
Yeah, my question is about. So I have sensitive skin. Obviously, I'm very pale. I'm old, and so sensitive skin products. I know you have a few, and I love them, but. Is that something that might be expanding? You mentioned some new products coming out.
Did you try the Green Fixer Elixir for face?
Oh,
that's getting crazy good reviews, and it's perfect for sensitive skin. Like, I had a little breakout, and after my breakout clears, you usually have kind of like little red dots, but you put Green Fixer on, and it literally takes the redness away in about 10 minutes. But that's a really, really good, phenomenal product. I know you'll love.
Okay, yeah, I'll try that one.
Yeah, Julie's over here taking notes.
I'm literally taking notes.
I'm buying that one too. That one's coming out, or that's already out?
It's out already.
Okay,
yeah, and the reviews, we have all 5-star reviews. It really is effective.
No, that's great.
No, I'm in competition with Emmy. Like, I'm going to win the skincare thing with this product. Yeah.
Jennifer, welcome to the Moms Club. Tell us a little bit about yourself, and you have a question for Shannon.
Well, I'm so pleased to be part of this conversation, and it's really, I have goosebumps. So what you do just it's so fun at every level, and the fact that you can actually spend money to make yourself feel good and also be supporting such an amazing organization. It just, again, just gives me warm fuzzies. So you have a lot of products, it sounds like, because you've been at this a while. So what are and a little, like, full disclosure, my dad worked for Elizabeth Arden for a long time when I was 15. And so I got skincare, but it was a very pharmaceutical approach to skincare.
Yes.
So I love what you're doing. Especially, I'm sure no animals are harmed in the development of your products, which is lovely. But what's the starter pack? Like, what's your go-to most popular? If I want to like dip my toe in and start discovering the magic, where do I start?
So I had talked about Timescape earlier. That's the small jar that has just millions of tiny little plant particles. That's probably the biggest boost I can recommend that anyone gives themselves, because just with a little bit of exfoliation, you are so shiny smooth. It's crazy. I mean, you just won't even believe it. And that kind of sets that tone for your whole face, that any serum that you put on afterwards will sink right in. And I don't know if you've tried any of our serums, but when we have tour guests that come, we always put Timescape in their bag. We'll do our vitamin C booster, which has ferulic acid in it. And it's so,
yeah, thank you, Courtney. Yes.
Yeah. And that gives you kind of that brightening effect on the skin. And our number one moisturizer is called 3 Milk. And this we developed because it has a blend of botanical milks in it. So it's not a dairy milk, it's all botanical milks, but it feels tightening on the skin. It makes your pores virtually look like they've disappeared. And during COVID, a lot of nurses loved taking 3 Milk and mixing it with like any kind of a clay mask and just putting it and leaving it on the face, because you just felt tight and smooth and your face wouldn't break out from wearing masks during COVID. It has just been like a category killer for us. Those are just universally, if you give them to anyone, they will just call you and say, what on earth? These are awesome. I look so different. I look so good. Yeah. And those would probably be my top 3. I know if Delia was here, she would not disagree, but she would add one in, which is we have peel pads, which I don't know if you're familiar with peel pads, but I equate them kind of when in the 80s when we were growing up, they had Stridex pads. And these are, they call them peel pads or toning pads, but we have a peel pad called Sea of Change, and it's developed in a pharmaceutical lab. And this has a blend of fruit acids in it. And when you apply it on the skin and leave it on underneath any serum, it literally retexturizes the look of your skin. And it's very fast acting. So if you aren't somebody that likes to actually take the time to exfoliate, you can just swipe this pad on your face, put on your moisturizer at night, and in the morning when you wake up, you will be shocked how good you look.
Oh,
and
wow.
That is my kind of lazy method that works so well. You don't have to go through all the many steps. You just do it every day, and you can leave it on and use it every day.
Oh, that is great.
That's amazing. So I have one quick follow-up. What do you do for a 17-year-old teenage boy? Just starting to shave and plus, he's got the teenage acne going on. Like,
Sea of Change. The product that I was just talking to you about is actually rated with salicylic acid for acne. So that's another product that would be great for him because he can just swipe it on at night and go to bed. We do have a really beautiful 5-step rapid acne clearing kit, a 5-day. It's very fast acting. It's called the Comeback Clear Kit. Ooh. And that has amazing reviews. And that's really from everyone who's, my age, I'm almost 50, and all the way down to teens. It's just a 3-step, which is typical of pretty much all acne products. But ours is very gentle. And in 5 days, our clinical studies showed that they'd have about 85% improvement. And you can read all about that on our website. You can read reviews and see actual before and afters from people who posted photos. It's really fantastic. And you can do that like as a crash course over a weekend. Like if you could convince them, hey, just, test this out from a Thursday to a Sunday, he'd probably be thrilled by Monday.
That sounds great.
Incredible question. Yeah.
Leslie, welcome to the Moms Club. Tell us a little bit about yourself, and do you have a question for Shannon?
I do have a question. I wanted to start off by saying that I've been using the hand cream lately, and I'm a hairdresser, so my hands are always like submerged in water, touching products like hot tools, and I always find that they're like dry around my nails and stuff, and the hand cream has really helped. So I am a fan.
Is that the shea butter that you're using, a shea butter hand cream?
Oh, I think so, yeah. So my question for you is, do you guys ever dream of expanding your farm and like putting farms in other places?
We do, and we're working on it. So as we started rescuing and we realized that, we're limited by the land that we have, we start taking and donating to other rescues around the country. So, we have All Seated in a Barn in California who we've donated to, and Focus Rescue Rehab in Mogadishu, Ohio. I mean, places all over the country that we're constantly funding for rescues that they have. But we've actually we've taken what we've learned about skincare and operating a skincare business, and we've applied that to a technology that we use down in our tack room, down at our barns. And so our sanctuary manager is able to, with a click, point and click system, can see exactly that we've got 2-person sign off on all of our medications, on all the many foods and supplements they get. We have a kind of a schedule that they move through hour by hour, and it's working so well that I know that we could add another tab and we could manage another facility the same way. And so we are really looking forward to really the next 2 years, I think, are going to be critical, where we can start expanding. And we would love to be able to do that. We're looking at reaching out to resorts that have land and possibly setting up property arrangements with them where we can actually bring in another rescue team and have a wellness experience at a resort or a spa or a hotel for their guests, where they can be part of healing the donkeys that come in and the horses that come in. And I think for me, that dream isn't really a dream. We need to make it happen.
Yes.
I always laugh with my husband. I'm like, we're on the downslope. I'm almost 50. We have to hurry up. And so, we're very, very excited about the next few years and what we can accomplish with additional properties.
Yeah.
I mean, if I could scream amen, I would, right on this podcast. This is brilliant.
That sounds great. And if you can throw in a little cocktail truck, you got like the whole thing. It's like, no, that is amazing. I think that's awesome. Well, thank you so much. This has been, I can't even describe it. It's been terrific.
Is going on my body tonight.
Meeting you and hearing all about your wonderful company. It is amazing. And moms out there, we have an exciting announcement. Farmhouse Fresh is offering a promo code. Yes. Write this down, moms. Get your iPad, pens, whatever out. A promo code. So you go on the www.farmhousefreshgoods.com site and type in Mom's Club at checkout. You will get $10 off of every purchase of $50 or more, and that offer is good through March 31st. So be sure and get some of these amazing products and get $10 off. Put in the code Mom's Club. I know I will. Like I said, I'm going to be a farmie now. I'm very excited. I'm so enthusiastic about this amazing product. Well, our shows, this has just gone by way too fast, as it always does. But we will see you next time with other celebrities and extraordinary moms just like you. We know that your me time is precious and valuable. Thank you so much for spending it with us. Remember the Mom's Club mantra. Mm-hmm. If you don't laugh sometimes, what happens, Julie?
You might cry.
You're going to cry.
Might.
If you don't laugh sometimes, you're going to cry. Keep laughing, smiling, and having a great time out there, moms. We'll see you next time inside the Mom's Club.